Hello. The video you are about to see contains images of dolls only. Hello everyone. First thing we need to say is if you can hear some hissing in the background, please do excuse it. It's a sweltering hot day and Mr. B really suffers from the heat, and so do I, and if we don't have a fan in here we are going to expire from the heat.
You could do videos without Mr. B.
No, we couldn't, because I'm too hot too, and Ria's too hot, so we need the fan.
I thought you were going to say, if you can hear some hissing, it's a snake. It's hissing Sid. That's who it is.
Now today we're going to be with a little lady we haven't been in with her quite some time, and she's so beautiful in her beautiful Bowden strawberry romper, and she doesn't have blue socks, I hope, does she?
Oh, they're white socks.
Oh, good. Because I had Ruby in blue socks last week. I didn't even know. So, yeah. Yeah, these are white ones. I remember buying them and just pull them up for her. This is a beautiful Bowden romper, and it has lovely strawberries all over it. And she looks so beautiful and so cool. This is Tiana Terrell. And you haven't seen her for a while. And she's so gorgeous, aren't you, darling? So then, Mr. B, the floor is yours. What's been going on this week?
Okay, a lot's been going on, which is really great. So let's go straight into it, shall we? And we'll start with video of the week, as I always do. And this week, it was Strawberry Moon's Reborn Dad and I, with Mandy, a haul, and happy mail from Auntie Linda.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, that was the video with the most views, and we call it Video of the Week if you've not watched us before. And it was the first video of the week, that one, so we'll start with that, okay? And Joanne is at the top of the list, okay? And she says, Linda has your taste in outfits.
She does.
She really does. And Nicole writes, Mandy Pandy. Do you remember Andy Pandy?
I do remember Andy Pandy. I'm old enough to remember Andy Pandy.
Yes, I used to love it. A little TV programme over here.
Yes, Watch with Mother it was.
60s and 70s. Oh, it's great. Good for you for letting Daddy know that he and Mummy didn't introduce you right away. I know, she was right on the ball there, wasn't she?
She was indeed.
Yes. Oh, such great cheerful rompers for the Twinkies. And wow, what awesome presents from Linda. So sweet. I just love Bambi. He was my favourite Disney character.
Oh, isn't it funny? Lots of people think that Bambi is just the best Disney character in the whole wide world. And to me, all he ever did was fall down.
I know, you've said it before.
I'm a terrible person. I must be a dreadful, dreadful person.
Baby Bunting Nursery says...
oh, dear Suzanne, 2 seconds, B. Dear Suzanne, it's wonderful to have you back on YouTube again. I've seen several of your videos now, and it's just, beyond amazing to have you back on YouTube again.
I'm really pleased about that. She says, lovely, lovely haul for your tiny babies. And hopefully the other 2 pairs of socks turned up. Did they turn up?
Not the other 2, but 2 pairs of socks did, but
yes.
I should have ordered 4 pairs and I only ordered 2, so it was my fault, not theirs.
The presents from Linda were so wonderful and thoughtful.
Absolutely.
And in the Sparrow's Nest, Melanie?
Oh, dear Melanie.
In relation to the clothes and the haul, are they all reborn size?
They were newborn size, some of them, and some were, yes, I think they were all newborn size.
Okay, and she went on to say something special. You have to bear with me on this, okay? She says, I love seeing you and all the strawberries being shown love and appreciation for all you do. My prayer for you. Father God, I pray that Lulu and Mr. B continue to be a beacon of light, love and joy for everyone to see, hear and know. May each of us who call on Strawberry Moon to fill our hearts with laughter and contentment follow by their example and treat each other with kindness and respect. I also ask that their wonderful friend Ria be showered with gifts of gratitude and love for giving of her time to bring Lulu and Mr. B to us every week. With a humbled heart, Amen.
Amen.
And she also said warmest hugs from Melanie and the Sparrow. Don't forget the Sparrow.
Don't forget Sparrow.
No. And you replied in kind. You said, Dearest Melanie, what a wonderful prayer. May our Heavenly Father in His mercy hear it and help us to do what we do better. Always keep us humble, never let us get complacent, but always try to improve. Never take our dearest Ria, without whom there would be no videos at all, for granted. And always love and appreciate the wonderful people who take time out of their day to watch us and our family. With love and praise, Amen.
I thought it was important to put that in there because I suppose it could get very easy, especially the more subscribers you get, when you hear that kind of thing, and we don't often read anything quite so fulsome. It would be an easy trap to fall into, to get puffed up, you know. It's very easy if people say nice things about you every single day to kind of go on to really believe it and think you're a lot better than you are. And that's the time when complacency and arrogance and believing your own hype could very easily creep in, and I never want that to happen to me, ever, ever, ever. We do, don't we, Miss B, always want to try and find ways of getting better, doing more things that we can do, making ourselves better, and giving more. That's all we want to do.
Giving more, and it keeps your mind active when
Definitely.
you discover something new.
Yeah.
And improves your health as well, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It keeps me sane, to be quite honest. So thank you, Melanie, for making us think so deeply with that lovely comment.
Tammy is jealous. She thought the clothes were lovely, she did, on that particular one. And Mama's Reborn Pumpkin Patch says, Happy Mail is so special. Nothing like getting something in the mail from those that care.
Absolutely. I mean, I've watched uncountable videos of I think I've said this before, of people opening Happy Mail, and it's one of the things that I love to see the best. And I never thought I'd be in a position where I'd be doing those kind of videos myself. It's the most incredible thing.
Saying hi to Christina Cotsgrove, Reborn Mummies. She enjoys the videos, as does Deborah Ann's Pumpkin Nursery. Yes, that's right.
Welcome and hello to you both. Thank you both for your lovely comments.
Linda was in touch on that video, and she said, Lulu and Mr. B, thank you so much for sharing these with us. I'm so delighted the box arrived safe and sound, and I'm so delighted to have given you Friday Happy Mail. I love Mandy's face. She is so pretty. I could see Brooke in her room smiling down and wondering if she was going to be on the video.
I don't think you could see Brooke because she's not in the rooms. She's over there in the sitting on the dining room chair in the
That's
booster
right.
seat on the other side of the room. But you can often see the little babies up in their rooms when we move the angle of the camera. It's actually quite interesting to see who you get to have a peek at.
The truth is, they all want to be on the video.
Definitely, definitely.
And we move on to Summer Scoops. Do you remember this one?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I just adore this dress.
A lot of people do like their ice cream slightly melted.
I was amazed
I think this is wonderful. Three cheers to Mr. B.
Hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, hip hooray.
Mary says, I love my ice cream all mushy and soft myself. Making homemade ice cream as a child was a real treat, except it was a hand crank type, and I would have to sit on top to keep the salted ice pack down.
Oh my gosh, those things. You didn't mind how much of the ultra fattening ice cream you ate because you'd had your exercise and worked off plenty of calories making it.
Heather says, oh, I like ice cream a bit melted also, Mr. B. A banana split with vanilla ice cream is my favourite. The little ice cream dress is adorable. Now, I meant to say that I like the bracelet that you're wearing as well, which leads us to... Bracelet of the week.
This is just a little gewgaw, as my grandmas used to say, a little gewgaw, because it's nothing very special. But this is an Indian wrap bracelet. And what this basically does is it takes 2 rows of, I think they're gold tone beads, and wraps them around thread, which wraps around a leather cord. And then onto that is strung a row of colourful Indian glass beads. And at the end of the bracelet, underneath here, is a teensy-weensy little bell, which doesn't really ring that you can hear. But it's a cute little thing and very nice for summer. And I like to wear it. It's just a cute little trinket. So it's nothing very flashy or expensive this week, but it's colourful and pretty, and I like it.
Melanie in the Sparrow's Nest, she's been making something very special for Kira.
Oh, has she?
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
Isn't that going to be great?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. And Linda says in relation to warm ice cream, I have never heard of such a thing, she says.
Well, I'll tell you something you've also probably never heard of, Linda. There is something called, I think it's called leche frita, which is fried ice cream. And what they do with this recipe is that they take ultra thin sheets of pastry. Have you ever heard of phyllo pastry, Mr. B?
No, I can't say I have.
Well, what they do is that they take very thin layers of pastry, as thin as a tissue, and they put 3 layers of that, brush it with melted butter in between, and then they put a very frozen hard block of ice cream in it and wrap it up into a little parcel and dip it in the deep fryer really, sprinkle them with icing sugar, dip it in the deep fryer really fast, and bring them out and drain them on kitchen paper and sprinkle them with some more icing sugar, and the ice cream will still be quite cold in the middle.
Oh, right. Where can we get some of those?
So that I would actually love to try some. I've never tried them.
Oh.
But I have seen recipes for fried ice cream.
Right. She imagines Lacey will return home from her party with ice cream all over her face.
Oh, bless her. She has actually come back from Emma Rose's several times this week with ice cream everywhere.
Good. I like that. And Denise says the dress is adorable.
Oh, I'm very glad you like it.
We're moving now on to talking weddings. This was Lacey's video on the Sunday after the royal wedding. And there's a comment here that says, such a happy video, thank you. Lacey is beautiful and I love her name. And that's hello from Australia and from Reborn Angelica, cousin Remy.
Ah, that's Susan. Susan K-E-J-80, I think.
Okay, she comes up a bit later on as well.
Yes. It's absolutely wonderful. I was going to give her a shout out. I've only just discovered this lady's channel. She's got the most gorgeous babies, including a child doll who's absolutely gorgeous. And I love her channel because it's a mixture of babies, of hauls, of her Pandora bracelet. I love Pandora bracelets and I would like to have one day. Hint.
Oh, okay. Write that one down.
And her piano performances. She's a music teacher, so she plays
lovely.
the piano.
Oh, I'd like to subscribe to that one.
So yes, she's a lovely lady from Australia.
Right. Okay. Beautiful shoes, dress, and cardigan, and a very special ring. That was.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't realise you hadn't finished the comment.
That's all right. Okay. And Pauline goes on to say, this was a very sweet video. So nice to hear DeLacy's ideas of having a wedding and letting everyone know what she thought of the royal wedding itself. People generally love the name DeLacy. That came out of that video.
Yes.
Which is good. And Linda says, I watched this video with my 92-year-old mother, who thought Lacey was stunning, and how lovely it is that we're given such nice videos to enjoy. Whenever my mother comes to visit us, She asks to put on the strawberry moon.
Oh,
That's brilliant. Young Lacey, you look such like a princess, and those special shoes, you're such a delightful vision. Glad you enjoyed the wedding party and came home with no stains on those wonderful clothes.
she's such a good little girl. She doesn't stain up her good clothes.
No, she's good like that. And Nicole says she made me melt when she was saying what her children would be called.
Oh, yes. That made me tear up myself, to be quite honest.
Oh. The Awesome Foursome in Lemon we go on to now. And Pixie Mummy's Reborn.
Oh, dear Tasha.
Yeah, she asks if you have ever heard of the, and I'm hoping I'm going to get this right, it's the Azrael sculpt by Georgia Pigott.
I have heard of it, but I've never seen one. I have heard of it, but I haven't seen one.
Okay. And Cara asks, she says, hi Lulu and Mr. B, they all look so adorable in their lemon outfits and in their Moses basket. I have a Moses basket now for my 3 babies.
That's wonderful.
That's good, isn't it, to get that?
Yes, they are so good, Moses baskets.
Heather loves the yellow and white outfits.
Oh, cool.
And Little Country Butterflies Nursery has been in touch.
Oh, no, that's another new channel. I don't know if there's a channel. I haven't been over there yet, but she's a friend of Susan's.
Yes.
That we were talking about earlier.
And she says, Premier clothes are so expensive, aren't they? We have specialty baby shops here in Australia that have really tiny clothes, but I can't justify paying the high price. But I do look out for their sales, she says.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Our preemie nursery section is getting bigger and bigger, and we're needing more and more preemie clothes, and trying to find good prices for them is just really, really difficult. Over here, Baby Prem have the most well-priced ones, but when you've gone through their selection, there aren't any more, you know.
She goes on to say, your babies are so sweet. I am a reborn artist, and for nearly 2 years. I reborned 2 twin Bs and 1 twin A as
nice.
triplets for my dearest friend Susan here in Australia, who, by the way, has just found your channel. And her channel, she mentions it here, but you've already mentioned it. I have twin A and B as well as Daisy in my doll kit stash to reborn for myself one day.
Oh, well, they're totally worth having.
Yes.
And you'll be seeing some more of our twins later on in the week.
Okay. Saying hello to Raina Reborns Are Forever. They sent in a comment, and thank you very much indeed. And we move on to the comment roundup now of Tuesday. And Cara did do Disney Monday.
Oh, well done.
Which is great, isn't it? And Melanie says, how I want to give that baby Alfie a little smooch on the cheek. Such a happy little prince while waiting to be king. I have to say that I think I love your subscribers just as much as I love Strawberry Moon. Well, we do as well.
So do we, totally.
The wonderful comments are so heartwarming. Hugs to you, dear friends. And Nana's Nursery and Reborns, she loves the Hunger Games.
Oh, yes. Great books.
So do I. It's going to be a big, big, big day.
It's going to be a big, big, big... Who do you think gave me the idea for pink hair?
Oh, yes.
Although mine isn't like hers.
Kim was shocked to hear her comment on the comment roundup. Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
If you say something really good, and you must have done, for it to get my attention, then you'll be on the comment roundup. So thank you. And what else have we got here? Let's see. We move on to Ruby and Darlene's video. Yes, Susan has been in touch, who we've been talking about throughout the video, and she says, your videos are very enjoyable and uplifting. So lovely to see the tiny babies in their pretty clothes. I can relate to the teenager and bedpan experience, as I was in hospital at 17 with a ruptured appendix and ill for weeks afterwards, and had to miss a lot of school. and I was studying at the time, gain entry to medicine, and wanted to be a doctor since I was a little girl. Eventually, I became a nurse, she says, and then later a music teacher, which is what you were mentioning earlier on.
That's right.
Yes. So there we go. Thank you for sending in that little comment. Nicole says, you know, I adore these itsy bitsy ones, and I love the name. That's why I wrote that down. The itsy bitsies. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, well we got the Twinkies. I thought the little babies that weren't part of any set should have a name to themselves.
Yes. She says, what a tough thing to go through at just 17. That was relating to the story you were telling us. But I'm going to adopt Bums Ahoy.
It wasn't very pleasant, but hey, lots of people go through much, much, much worse.
That's right.
As I said to her in my comment reply, I wasn't ill. I was just trying to get riddles about myself solved. And it just took a long time. I mean, these days, nobody could afford to have me lazing about in a hospital, taking up a bed for 4 weeks solid, just to have tests run on me. It just wouldn't happen.
No. Let's see who said... Oh, yes, it's Nana who says, gorgeous itsy bitsy babies, she says. Thanks for sharing your hospital story with us as well. I'm sure it had to be tough going through it all. I love the little dresses. They fit the girls perfectly.
They really do. They really do. They're gorgeous.
Mary says, as a nurse, I generally enjoyed my young patients. They can be a bit of a handful, but a delight, or at least the ones that I had were. And we finally, I think, get to the feeding video. Now, this was with Azuri and the flower.
And her nurture flower.
And Melissa's World was in touch. And she says, oh, I didn't know that about newborn Navis. I thought they would have adopted a different approach for feeding. I'm not going to read out here what she actually said.
Well, I thought their mummies would have fed them, is basically what she said.
Yes.
And, yes, probably their mummies would have fed them. It was just an idea I had off my own bat. Probably James Cameron wouldn't have liked it. But I just thought... as Azuri's away from Pandora now and away from home, and as sometimes maybe the Navi on Pandora had to be away from their babies if they were hunting or fighting or something, there would be a replacement feeding system. I don't know.
I thought it was good anyway. And Jennifer says that's a very beautiful flower and such a unique way of feeding her. And Christina goes on to say, I love the Daffodils song, and it was beautifully sung by Louise, and she says she loves the nectar flower as well, and what a surprise at the end. And lots of love, saying hi, we are to Under Sunshine.
Oh, yes. I haven't seen her before.
No, we noticed that. And Nana says, Azuri is such a lucky little Navi baby to have such a special mummy like you, Lulu.
Oh.
And what a beautiful creative way to feed her. Perfectly fitting. The clicking sound. She noticed the clicking sound.
Yes.
Well. So adorable, she says.
She's one of the first people, apart from my friend Nicole, to notice that she makes clicking sounds. And the reason she does is because there's a place in the movie, if you listen carefully, where the whole lot of them click. And I just thought, they must do it for a reason, and I wonder what it is, but I will put it into Azuri's own sounds so that it makes her sound more distinctive from a human baby.
And the implementation of the clicking sounds was one of the harder parts, wasn't it?
It was hard to get those in and to get those sounding natural.
Yes.
And not just as if we just shoved them in there.
That's right.
They had to be made to sound very random,
yes.
you know.
Yes.
So it was quite fiddly. You did all the fiddly work, as you always do.
I did that,
wonderful
yes.
person.
And Virginia says, oh, how interesting. A magic feeding flower. The nectar inside that the baby is drinking. Wonderful idea. Very creative and clever, Lulu.
Oh, thank you very much.
And Melody says, dear Strawberries, this video was cuteness overload. I'm not sure which was my favourite part. Little Azuri, a Brookie, the mystical nectar reed, or the beautiful daffodil song. Perfection in every way.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, I had a comment from Ruby, from Ruby's Cozy Corner.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday. It's a bit blurry, Ruby, because I had it when I was in the midst of a bad bones and head attack. But she did say that she enjoyed the film, and the video, and she said, what you need now is a way to grow the flowers. Well, that made me think, because we do have a way, don't we, in our story of growing the flowers, in our role play.
Yes.
The story that we made up was that before Azori got here, Far Home, who are the people that in my story send me fantasy babies and magical creatures, they came and built a magical extension to our little home, and it is a little habitat for Azori to be in that looks something like her native place. So she goes there to sleep in a hammock, as all Na'vi must, and she goes there to be comfortable if she gets fussy, and also to get the warmth and moisture and things that she needs. And that's where I go and pick the feeding flowers from when I need to feed her.
And if you go back a couple of weeks for Magic Memory Sunday, you'll be able to hear exactly what that habitat is like.
The Wind Dancers of Wandervale.
That's the one.
It's called. Really.
That's one of my favourites, to be honest.
That story is set actually inside Azori's habitat, and you can hear Azori moving about and playing in her habitat, and at the end she actually comes down to Lacey and Bert, and it's really quite cute.
Put some headphones on.
Definitely.
And you'll really appreciate
you'll feel
her
as
habitat.
if you're there.
Yeah. And that's all I've got, I'm afraid.
That's
I'm
plenty.
afraid,
We've had
but,
so many lovely comments.
Yes.
Thank you so much for them all. We really do appreciate them. Thank you to all our new subscribers. Welcome along. We're really glad to see you.
Yes, we certainly are.
And we really hope that you're going to stay and continue to enjoy the channel. So we'll love you and leave you now. We'll see you tomorrow. We've got 2 toddlers to change. That's going to be a laugh.
Oh, goodness me.
So you take care of yourselves. Oh, Tiana's waving goodbye.
Oh.
And enjoy your babies. And
let's be good to each other.
Bye.
Bye.